Hi guys, video here on something that a lot of students get wrong. This is a quick guide to the different experimental designs. This is very different to if you get asked about experiments. If you get asked about experiments, you're talking about the lab, natural or field experiments. If you are asked about experimental designs, you are being asked about how you are deciding to organise your participants. Are you going to set up one group of participants or two groups of participants? So, what are your experimental designs? The first one is a repeated measures design. This is where you'll have one group of participants and you will decide that they will take part in both conditions of your experiment. This is really good because it means you need less participants and you're going to have no participant variables because you've got both conditions being done by the same participants. However, the downsides to doing the same group of participants for both conditions is order effects. You're going to get these participants either figuring out the study and showing demand characteristics, they might get better at the study for doing it twice, or they might get tired for doing it twice. All of these are going to affect their ability in the second condition. Second choice is to run an independent groups design. This is where you'll have two groups of participants that take part in one condition of the experiment each. This is quite good because it means you're going to get rid of those order effects, less chance of people figuring out what's going on, less chance of people getting tired or getting better at the task, therefore hopefully more natural in their task. However, because you've got two different groups of participants, you are going to have participant variables. The differences in the two groups could affect the results of the experiment. Finally, to try and mitigate the risks between both of those conditions, we're going to offer up a matched pairs design. This is where you have two groups of participants that have been pre-matched on a specific characteristic to try and make both groups as equal to each other as possible. This means that you will still have two separate groups, but they should be as similar as is reasonably possible to each other. This is a really good thing because it should reduce the amount of participant variables while still removing order effects. However, the downside to this is that it takes an awful lot of time.